Am I the asshole for not wanting to stay at an expensive resort for a destination wedding? So two friends are getting married in Mexico. On the closeness scale, I'd say we are a 5-10. We are not in the wedding party or invited to the bachelorette/bachelor party. They are getting married at a wedding venue restaurant, I think. And then have a block of rooms at an expensive resort, won't say the name, but minimum is $500 per night per room. A group of us friends were invited. We all have different economic situations. 3 friends could not afford to stay at the resort. We all found a different resort 5 minutes away that is around $75 per night, so we're going to pay like $400 total, which is less than one night at the other place. We were planning on take a taxi to from the wedding. We are going to stay for 4 nights to make a mini vacation out of it. Found out the bride and a bridesmaid are upset with us for not staying at the resort where there is a block. Basically saying it is selfish to make a vacation out of a wedding and that we should stay at the resort with everyone else. I agree we should have given them a heads up, I guess, but I am so confused why they are so mad when it comes down to people not being able to afford the place. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. They're mad because they're probably getting some kind of kickback from the resort for every room that's booked in their block of reserved rooms. That frequently happens in the US. In fact, you might contact the wedding resort for a room without saying you're with the wedding party. You might find the price is much lower. I've had that experience with wedding blocks. I bet you anything the couple were getting a discount on the wedding based on how many people booked. You have no obligation to stay at the same resort. It's ridiculous to expect people to fly abroad for your wedding and to make a vacation out of it. Enjoy your holiday and ignore them. All you owe them is an RSVP. Getting a block of rooms for your guests is fine, but they are not obligated to use it. Personally, I make a practice of staying elsewhere when I attend destination weddings. I want to enjoy the rest of my stay and not get caught up in all wedding all the time. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. They're likely getting free rooms for of guests. It's why they invited 5-10 friends to a destination wedding. X200B. They are selfish and you should just vacation without the wedding. Not the asshole. You are not making a vacation out of her destination wedding, you're finding a way to afford attending her destination wedding. If the bride is so upset that all of her guests are not staying at her resort, then she should have negotiated a better price for the rooms for everyone. Or, at the very least, she should have the basic understanding that people's financial backgrounds are different. Not the asshole. It's a destination wedding. Why is it a destination? Because people want to go there for a vacation. If they did not want anyone staying anywhere else, that should have been in the invite. If they didn't want people staying elsewhere, they would have balanced the financial ability of the people they were inviting with the cost of the venue versus close by places. Seems the only selfish ones were the bridesmaid who picked the venue and feel it reflects on them. You may be in Mexico, not 110 fawning over the bride in her glory. Not the asshole. She is losing $dollar because the blocked rooms aren't fully booked. The bride is an AH. If she wanted everyone to stay at her chosen destination, then she should have paid for it. Good luck, op. Not the asshole. They're likely pissed off because typically when you reserve a block of rooms for an event like a wedding, the resort will comp the bride and groom's room if they sell out all the rooms in the block. That's not your problem. Not the asshole. What a weird thing to get hung up on. Why would anyone care where their guests sleep after their wedding? Only thing I can think of is they are getting some kind of discount at the resort based on the number of people who stay there and not enough people are signing up. Not the asshole, they're acting as sales agents for the expensive place to get free stuff. Not the asshole. If this is what allows you to attend, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, if she keeps pushing, just cancel the trip altogether. Not the asshole. Destination weddings and the price of weddings in general are getting out of hand. Around 2010, my daughter was invited to a good friend's destination wedding in Jamaica. It was going to cost her $3,000. It was a dear friend. But my daughter just couldn't afford it. People that plan destination weddings need to understand that some people, even very good friends, won't be able to make it. In this case, you're going, but staying a few minutes away. I think that's fine. If the couple is too upset about it, just don't go. Not the asshole. Destination weddings are selfish. Not trying to save money and make the most of your trip. I didn't have a destination wedding, but a lot of my family and friends lived about 10 hours away from us and where the wedding took place. We had rooms at the hotel attached to the venue, but actively advised people to find cheaper options if possible. It was $200,300 night, and we knew that was cost prohibitive for some people, so we sent them Airbnb links, cheaper hotels, etc., because it's an inconvenience to travel, and we appreciated they were making the effort to come at all. As others said, the bride is getting some discount based on the number of rooms guests book. One thing to check though is if there is a fee for off-site guests to attend the wedding. Many of these resorts will charge extra or not allow guests to attend the wedding if they are not staying at the property. Not the asshole. If they feel it is so important to stay at the resort, then they can cover it on their dime, not yours. And let's be real. Do the newlyweds want to spend their entire time entertaining their guests and wedding party? I think not. They are going to disappear after the wedding and do their own thing. You can do the same thing and not feel guilty about it. Not the asshole. You are choosing rooms you can afford, and even if you could afford it, I wouldn't want to spend $500 a night for a room for a wedding. Also, even if you would make a vacation put of it, so what? That's your business. And I think quite some people do that when going to destination weddings. That they add a few days before or after for vacation. Definitely not the asshole. It's her prerogative to choose an expensive place for her destination wedding, but she has to understand that not everyone can afford you stay there. In my opinion, she's lucky you're coming at all. It's already an expensive endeavor without paying for an expensive resort to boot. Go if you want to go, but don't feel bad about making sure the trip fits in your budget. Not the asshole. Also, they very likely have a block of rooms for guests to book as part of a deal with the resort to have their own stay paid for or made significantly cheaper for themselves. It's common practice for resorts to do this to get guests. Not the asshole. Most people justify their choice of a destination wedding to guests by telling them they can turn it into a vacation. My guess is they have to personally pay if their block isn't fully reserved. Not the asshole. You're close enough for a destination wedding invite, but not bachelorette parties. That is wild to me. Sounds like they needed to fill X number of rooms at the resort or something to get theirs free. Also, a consideration is most of those resorts are all-inclusive. So if they are hosting wedding events leading up to the wedding, you most likely can't go if it's at their resort.